Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duel Links video. I have some things I want to discuss here, just to follow up on some of the things I've said in my past videos. And I'm not going into the KC Cup with this deck in case anyone is thinking that would be a better idea. No, it would not. By the time this video goes up, you guys will agree with this. Anyway, I'm playing this deck because I was just like, I'm going to be talking about this for a while anyway, so why the hell not? So, my sister is pissed off at me because I don't want my dad to get kicked out of the house. Now, she said that it was okay for him to come back after she turns 18. Hell no. If she gets him kicked out, he'll probably be dead before she reaches adulthood. She doesn't understand that if my dad gets kicked out, that is going to be the last time I ever see him. And she's like, she doesn't need him. That's not the point. It doesn't matter if I need my dad or not. My dad and I have a healthy relationship with each other. It's a normal parent-child dynamic. I think pretty much everyone with a normal, healthy dynamic with their parents are still going to be upset when they die or whenever they move out. Like, it's not about, oh, I need him. It's about, I still care about this person that helped raise me. Like, we have a healthy dynamic. I know you probably don't comprehend what that's like, but that's because, unfortunately, you refuse to acknowledge that my dad does have positive characteristics. He has redeeming qualities. Has he made his mistakes? Yes. He has. He's made quite a number of them. But that doesn't mean you get to have him kicked out because you want to be entitled to what exactly? You getting my dad kicked out of this house isn't going to fix your problems. I know you think it will, but it won't. Your pain will still be there. Your trauma will still be there. Nothing will change. There will just be another person messed up in the house. And that is not good for anyone. Now, you may think that because my sister has experienced a lot of trauma, that, well, why wouldn't I be... Look, my sister has experienced a lot of shit in her life, okay? I know, I get it. But that does not make it okay to ruin another person's life. Potentially, irreparably, without any chance of recovery. And now, I do understand that my sister has been through some shit. I got it. I'm not going to disagree that she needs to be safe. She needs to be happy. I want her to be able to interact with people without there being this massive backlash every time she does something wrong. Like, there are things that are not okay, no matter how old you are. And to me, making someone homeless just because you hate his guts isn't the best reason to go about anything, I realize that my sister has needs that I don't. I realize she's been through things that I don't know about, and maybe it would be better if I did have this understanding, but it's still not okay for her to treat people the way she has been. I do not want my dad leaving the house and I just stare in where his room used to be and he's not there. I don't want to just stare at his room remembering who got him to leave. I want to know that my dad is dead because of normal causes. I don't want it to be a situation where he was kicked out and that's the reason for why he's no longer around. I want to attend his funeral, okay? I want to attend his funeral because my dad and I have a healthy relationship. Now, ideally, yes, I'm not exactly in a position where I would need him, but that doesn't mean that you get to just be a, that doesn't mean you, it's not okay. No, it's still not okay. I don't care how old you are. Ruining someone else's life is not okay. I know what I've said in the past, but I mean, I've made my mistakes as well, and I'm just going to be honest here. You've seen some of them already in this video, but let's ignore that for a second. Well, I just remember this. Let me just tell you that my dad may have done some things that justifiably upset my sister, but that's still, I mean, you're not going to ruin someone's life because of one incident, are you? Also, besides, who puts a brush and a laundry basket in the washing machine? Who does that? No one does that. But my sister has. And she was upset when my dad told her, "You don't do that shit." Okay, I understand you're upset, but I don't think that justifies wanting him getting kicked out. Does it justify him getting scolded? Yes, because I do agree that there are some things he could have done better. But that doesn't mean he deserves to be homeless. I don't think my dad would be able to survive by himself on his own. I don't care what the Social Security Administration says. He's disabled to me because, well, I'm disabled. Where the hell do you think I got my disabilities? I probably inherited them. I don't think that I just got them from trauma. And then my sister may have gotten some shit from her trauma, but that doesn't mean that my shit is necessarily from trauma. Some of it is, but not all of it. Most of it isn't from trauma. And my sister thinks I can support myself on my own. And I'm just like, no, I'm disabled. And my mom, my sister is like, she can survive on her own. Her disabilities aren't that bad or something like that. I completely misquoted whatever I was told. But basically the idea is she thinks I can do everything myself. Like, she thinks I can drive. Okay, alright. Technically, she's correct. But it's illegal. It's illegal for me to drive, and I think it should stay that way. I agree with the law. I don't have a driver's license, and I shouldn't just go out and get one because I think it should be illegal for me to drive. I think that is a proper decision. Don't drive because it's not a good idea for me to drive. That's why my dad drives me places, because he can drive and it's safe. If I were to drive, I would be a menace to everyone on the road. I would be a menace to everyone's life. This is why I say I should not drive. I take responsibility and I don't get a license. Do I think it would be impossible for me to get one? I'm not sure. I've never tried again, but I do believe that I shouldn't drive. And I have stuck with this belief for years because I believe it is true. And I don't have a license simply because of this. And if I did have the ability to drive and it was perfectly legal, I wouldn't have the ability to keep that car. I wouldn't be able to pay for car insurance. I wouldn't be able to afford repairs to the car. I wouldn't be able to afford those things. My dad is around, and we have a healthy dynamic. I understand my sister doesn't want to respect that. I mean, she said that I could just suffer in hell for all of eternity with my dad. But, I mean, my dad made his mistakes, okay? I get it. But he's not as bad as she thinks he is. Now, again, he's made his mistakes. I've alluded to those by doing 3, but that's beside the point. You know, my dad is not as bad as even... Okay, listen. I'm just saying, my dad is not that bad. And I'm okay? No. Listen, I know who I compared myself to in that video. My sister doesn't know the damage she's inflicted on me. She thinks I'm okay. No one comparing themselves to you, Belle, is okay. No one comparing themselves to you, Belle, is okay. Was you Belle okay in season 3? I do not think so. They were out of their damn mind. Now, my sister doesn't know that she's done damage to me because I do not think that she should be able to know this information. I do not traumatize people just because they've traumatized me. I do not hurt people just because they've hurt me. I do not do these things. It may be something I wish I could do because sometimes I'm messed up and sometimes I'm angry, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. That doesn't mean it would be okay if I did it. It's not okay if I do it, it's not okay if she does it. And it's certainly not okay for her to act like she knows my issues better than I do, when I'm purposely concealing them from her. Now, I know that my sister is pissed at me, so I don't know what exactly this will mean when she comes home. What I do know is that I'm not necessarily going to just say that I regret my decision. No, I heard what happened between them, and I agree that my dad made a mistake and did things he shouldn't have. No, I don't want him getting kicked out, and if you think I should burn in hell, then fine, but that doesn't mean I'm going to. I mean, just saying, just because you want me to just because you want me to go there doesn't mean I'm going to go there. Although I can still keep making jokes that I roll hell for my own entertainment. And it is hilarious that you said that to me because it does remind me of what I write, and yes. I have a character in my stories that is... Alexis, are you kidding me? This video is long. I'm going to... Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, she's level 10. Wait a minute. Let me look at this. Let me look at these missions again. Anyway, as I was saying, my sister doesn't know the pain she's put me in. She doesn't know that shit. But before she inflicted all that shit upon me, the character I related to the most was actually Aki, which she's been through shit too, but my sister somehow got me to relate more to you, Belle. What? That's not okay. Like, what? I'm still sitting here like, why does she think I'm fine? No. I shouldn't tell you certain things, and I shouldn't tell you about the emotional baggage you've given me because that's not appropriate. I deal with that shit away from you because otherwise you just add to it anyway. Now, if she were to scream at me, I'd probably just stand there, just like the Supreme King. I'd just be like, I just have empty, emotionless eyes. I would not care that she's screaming at me. I would just be like, you're screaming at me. Yes, I did in fact say this. I've done that. Your behavior isn't appropriate. I would definitely respond if she demanded a response, but it wouldn't be the response she wants, because I'm not a heartless bitch. Now, this doesn't mean she is, because I know she has emotions, I know she can be hurt. I know. But it's just, she wants everything to be about her, and that's not okay. The real world isn't okay with that. If you become an adult and you move out, fine. But that doesn't mean you get to ruin someone else's life in the meantime while you're still growing up. Also, just to drive it home, the point here. Aki has been through a lot of shit. So it's actually very difficult for you to just make me relate more to someone else as opposed to Aki, which I know gets better, but so did you, Belle, so it doesn't matter anyway. But just saying, she pushed me to relate to someone that spent most of their screen time being a sadistic villain, just wanting to inflict pain on everyone, just to show how much they love Jaden. Yubel spent most of their screen time doing that, and I argue that I relate more to them compared to Aki, who actually spends more screen time not being toxic after at least she got away from Divine / Sayer. I hate Sayer, but that's beside the point. So, I mean, they both got better, but what kind of hell do you have to put someone through to get them to relate more to someone that was shown with less redeeming qualities? Well, a lot of hell, to be honest. I do not appreciate being treated like I should want my own dad being kicked out of the house just because of one incident. Like, I believe saving the washing machine should be ahead of your feelings, especially when you are making someone feel like complete trash for existing. My sister doesn't know I have major depression. She doesn't know I have anxiety. She doesn't know I've experienced trauma. Separate from whatever shit she's given me, by the way. I've experienced trauma before she was even alive. Yeah, that's the kind of age gap we have. I've experienced trauma before she was even alive. Actually, wait a minute. Is that even true? Hold on. Yeah, I think... I don't know. I think it's true, though. I think we do have a big enough age gap that no matter what her age is, I've experienced trauma long before she was even born. Because that's kind of the reason I relate to you, Saku. Because I too have experienced trauma as a child. It wasn't as bad as what Yusaku went through, and my trauma wasn't as crippling as what it did to my sister. But that doesn't mean my sister gets a free pass. And I don't give you Belle a free pass, do I? No, so I don't give my sister a free pass. My sister has done shit. She hasn't apologized. And now I can say one thing when it comes to you, Belle. At the very least, I don't think they're as toxic as they were in Season 3. It's supposed to be established that they've at least gotten better in some ways. I don't necessarily know all of those ways because their screen time was limited after they were redeemed. But it was implied they were that bad because of the Line of Destruction. And it was also implied that they weren't trying to be toxic when they were being that overprotective. They were just trying to do their job. which was to protect the Supreme King, and Jaden is the reincarnation of the Supreme King, which is why they were trying to protect Jaden that way. And, you know, I imagine that being transformed into a demon or a fiend or whatever the hell you call you, Belle, at this point, I imagine that kind of transformation would probably detach you from human norms after a certain amount of time. And how long was it before the Supreme King was reincarnated? Do you think you, Belle, would be able to actually understand humanity at that point? I barely understand humanity, and I'm a human. I'm a human, and I barely understand humanity, okay? So, please, don't judge me, okay? Dude, Udius understands humanity better than I do. Udius is an alien, and he doesn't really know much about humanity compared to me, but he at least has a more positive opinion of them compared to me. Yeah, I don't have the best opinion of humanity, but I do think that this could change, you know, after I've dealt with some shit and I've healed and stuff. But I do have to get to that point, and my sister is delaying me getting there by being this way, by potentially threatening to have my dad kicked out and his life irreparably ruined to the point where he'd die before she doesn't have logic from the same plane as us, okay? My sister has logic from a different plane. I don't know what plane that would be, but it's a different plane. I've called her a Karen before, and I stand by that. My sister is a Karen. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap things up for this video. In the next video, I'm going to continue with the KC Cup, and I'll probably keep ranting, but for the most part, I'll be focused on trying to max out my level. So let's see if I can do that in the next video.